Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Etawo podcast. I'm here with Arthur. My name's Zobi. If
What's
you
up, everybody?
don't know, what's good? Yeah, happy New Year's. Happy holidays. Yeah, we're just coming back from all of that, and this is our first episode's back. What's good with you, Arthur?
I'm
What's
doing
new?
good. Happy New
Yeah.
Year, everyone. Hope everyone had a good holidays. I'm excited for 2021. Crush some of the goals that me and Zobi have for 2021.
Year of the Ox.
Year of the Ox. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
So far, it's starting off kind of weird.
mhm.
Crazy stuff, right? Like Capitol getting stormed, and
Yeah, that was crazy. Did you watch
Yeah.
any of the videos or like live streams for it?
I didn't catch the live stream because I slept most of that day. I woke up like in the evening, and then I start seeing all the stuff, the videos.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was on Twitch and I was actually watching this guy. I don't remember his name, but it was this white dude, and he was like, I think he was watching like a Facebook Live stream
Mhm.
and rebroadcasting on Twitch of people storming the Capitol. It was crazy.
Mhm. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Just catching up.
Let's start off with how your Christmas was, Alonzo.
Okay, Christmas, holidays. I mean, it's because COVID, so kept it pretty chill. I got a lot of self gifts. Like ordered some vinyl from my friend Del Rocks.
Okay.
He's got a new online record store called The Stacks Records.
Okay.
TheStacksRecords.com. Not sponsored. I'm just shouting out the homie.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's I got a couple of 45 7-inch vinyl. Got some new 45 adapters, like proper ones, because for the longest time, ever since I started DJ, I just kept using the standard little chrome metallic things that come with the turntables.
Okay.
But now I got like these specialized, like it's like made in the US, like this. It's like, what do you call it? Artisanal. I don't
Really?
know. Like this dude out in Brooklyn, he's got like a little milling shop, and he makes these 45s. Because then I posted on my Instagram, and then he like it's called Wax Racks, and he saw me tag him, and he's like, oh, thanks for supporting small independent local businesses, and I'm like, yeah, right on.
Hell yeah.
I did. Yeah, I didn't know it was local until I was like, oh, I looked him up. I was like, okay, because then my friend had it, and I seen him on like websites like Turntable Lab and other like DJ sites. So yeah, it's good product.
Did you post any pictures of it?
Yeah, I did. I posted some pictures on Instagram.
Okay.
A couple of the vinyls I got, some funk and soul.
Yeah, because I saw you just post one right now. Is that one of the new ones that you just got? It was like a red one?
Yeah, that red one, that's the Missy thing, little house joint. It's from like the early 2000s, like right around the time when I started DJing. But like I saw it online, and that back in the days, and I was trying to buy it, but then it all sold out, and it's like not like one of those limited edition type things. So I just recently found them on eBay, and I got it. I was like, might as well. Boom. And it was like for a good price. So I was like,
you just like, all right, I gotta pull the trigger. I don't want to, miss the opportunity to pop this.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of did. I did a lot of self-shopping gifts for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. How about you? What's
I mean, honestly, I didn't go too crazy this year. I mean, you already know I got a new computer, I got an Xbox Series X, I got a PlayStation 5. So there was no reason for me to spend any more money on anything.
Yeah.
But I did get some gifts. I got a new heater blanket. I think it's like from Korea, which was really nice for my mom. For my boy Craig, I got what was it called? These nano leaves. So like if you look at like tech reviewers on YouTube or even streamers, a lot of them have like these LED panels that you can get on your for your wall, which are pretty cool, and you can customize on your phone, and you can change the colors for RGB.
I think I've seen those. Yeah, like people
really
put them
expensive.
like a lot of like college students. I see they put them up in their dorms, at least on the TikToks and stuff. I see like for those the light. Yeah, Wow, that's cool.
So I'm excited to set that up. I mean, today's the 17th. On Wednesday, which is a big day, inauguration day, I'll be getting those nano leaves and I'll be setting them up.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. It comes with like a controller, a power cord, and then on your phone you can
Nice.
change the colors and then you set them up. So I don't know exactly what design I'm going to do. I'm going to talk to some friends and the viewers on chat and see what it's going to look like because it'll be like right behind me on my chair so you could see it. So that's a pretty
Nice.
cool gift. That's probably the best gift I got from
Nada leaves.
from Christmas from Craig. I'm really appreciative of that. What else? I mean, I just moved. I moved into a house. That's I don't want to talk about too much about that, but I just moved.
Don't want to reveal the Bat Cave location.
My Bat Cave location, yeah, sure. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait for this week because got some things that I'm gonna do. I'm still like easing into moving. I mean, you know what happens when you normally move? You kind of put off the unboxing everything. You just want to get your essentials set up. And then you're like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. But
I still have boxes from when I moved a couple of years ago, man. Because I was actually contemplating one of the other self Christmas gifts was like getting some IKEA shelves for my vinyl because I don't have that. Yeah. So, but then I was reading on the website, like because of COVID, like there's like major delays and shipping and stuff like that.
We could ask her. We could ask her boy, Davis. He's the plug about that stuff. If you ever need help, because he's actually helped me with getting stuff from IKEA, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you need help, you know me, I always have connections for some reason.
But yeah, I'm just scared of like making like those major kind of like orders and like having it like because I just read online some guys like I ordered my shelves and it took forever. It never came, and I'm like, oh, damn, I don't want to deal with that.
We could take you to IKEA sometime. There's a couple IKEAs in the Bay.
Yeah, I know.
Just
there's one in the East Bay. That's the closest one for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was just thinking, I've just been lagging for couple of years now. Just still got all my vinyl in boxes. Yeah, so I could totally understand how you're feeling with the move.
Yeah, I just want to hang up my paintings and some artwork that I got, and just get more organized. I finally got. I transitioned my bed. I had a full bed. I wanted to get a smaller bed so I had more room in my room. So I got a twin.
Okay.
Right? Is that right? A twin? Yeah, a twin. Right? Yeah, a twin. So I just got that, and then I got some new bed sheets and comforters for it. So I'm excited about that.
Nice. Did you make any resolutions for the new year?
No, not really. I mean, like I've done it in the past, and it's like the same dumb shit that everyone does. Is like, oh, I'm gonna eat healthier. I'm gonna work out more, which are things that I do want to do. I mean, I'm excited. We're gonna finally get some workout equipment at my house. I'm getting like a squat rack and some weights and stuff for me, my brother, and I, and my mom. So I'm excited.
Y'all gonna get ripped together, huh?
Get ripped. What else? The craziest thing that we got a home sauna.
Oh yeah, you kind of mentioned that to me. I was like, wait, what?
I know.
Bougie, you're bougie, man.
I am fucking bougie. It's not fully set up yet. It's we're still trying to find like the right electrician for it. This weekend we got some people to put this like clear coat on it.
Mm-hmm.
So like when it rains and stuff, because we don't have it inside our house. We have it outside. Honestly, it looks like a mini house.
Oh wow!
It could fit up to 4 people.
It's like a shed.
Kind of like a big ass shed, but it gets really hot inside.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's literally like some Joe Rogan shit. I'm not even joking. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you got this podcast and you got a little sauna room. Mini Joe Rogan right here.
Mini Joe Rogan right here. I'm telling you, when you come over, you gotta check it out.
And you're getting ripped. You got a little gym set up.
Shit, I hope.
Next thing you get that levitating pool thing.
What's it called? The float tank? Dude, I want to get one. I was looking at them.
Those things are like what? Like hella bank, right?
It's expensive. I think the thing you spend the most money on is probably like the actual like thing, the tank, and then my webcam or my mic. The tank, and then spending money on the salt. because you put all that salt in and it's like some filter or whatever, and then that's how you float in the water. Have you ever done a float tank before? I've done it 2 times. It's pretty dope. I think you'd enjoy it. I don't know if it's for everyone, especially if you get like claustrophobic or you have like a lot of anxiety, because you're floating there. It's pitch black, and they have the temperature, so like you're not either hot or cold, and you're just left alone with your thoughts. There's no sound. You can hear your own heartbeat and shit. So you could probably have a panic attack or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've read some things like not necessarily the float tank, but like there's this room that they made, like an acoustically sealed room where no sound can come in.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I watched like an interview and a news anchor guy did it, right?
Yeah, then people just like get freaked out when they're in there for too long. Yeah, but yeah, like New Year's resolutions. Yeah, I normally don't make them myself. Like I've tried, like everybody else, I've tried, and then it never worked. Because then you say you want to do certain things, but then like you don't hold yourself accountable to it. It's just whatever.
I wouldn't say I think New Year's resolutions are stupid, but like
I wouldn't say
if you want to make a change, why wait until a New Year to do it? Just do it now. Right?
Just do it now, yeah.
If it's really that important or something that you want to change about yourself. Like the biggest thing is probably people saying like, "Oh, I want to lose weight." Why wait until the new year to do it? Start tomorrow. Obviously it's not that easy. I'm not trying to talk shit.
But take the steps to do it like as soon as possible instead of waiting to like. But I guess I understand. Like for some people, they like the ritual aspect of it. Like it's a pattern. Like I'll wait till this point, and it's like a birthday or an anniversary.
It's like, all right, let me eat like shit right now, and then I'm gonna change my life.
And then I could change it later. Yeah,
I want to go on a juice cleanse.
I guess the one maybe I guess I made a resolution about this thing. One thing, when I used to smoke and drink, and then I think for like a year or two I tried. Like I honestly I vocally said it like I'm gonna stop drinking this year. Didn't happen. I just kept going. Or smoking, but it took like 10 years, 10, 11 years ago now. 2009, around that time period. It didn't take a resolution for me to stop it. It's just like I woke up one day feeling really crappy.
You had like a really bad hangover and you're like, man, I'm sick of feeling like shit every day I wake up.
Yeah, not only that, it's like that, and then I had like a weird panic attack.
Oh, damn.
And then I tried to get some air, and I pushed this door, like my window door, and it's some old, this is before like my building, all the buildings I'm in has got remodeled.
Oh, yeah, and you said you cut your hand.
Yep, and I cut my hand. I was like tripping out. I was like, oh shit, I'm losing it. Well, this is how I'm going down. So then from then on, the first thing, alcohol was out the picture, and I stopped there. And then a couple of months later, into the new year of that year, I want to say like maybe a month or two before into the new year, I stopped smoking cigarettes, and it's been like that for the past 10 years, 10, 11 years now.
Damn, that's good.
Yeah. But other than that, so I think in my case, that situation, it was like kind of to your point. It's like, if you're going to do it, you might as well do it now. Like, I had a little situation that kind of pushed me to like do it more, Yeah. Not saying resolutions are bad, but, because people, it's just a trend that people tend not to like fulfill their resolution, or like they get, they say during that first, I don't know, maybe pre-COVID, during the first couple of months of the new year, people would join new gym memberships.
Yeah, they spike up. They, right. and gyms probably know that too. That's probably how they make a lot of money. They're like,
and they run all the ads. Yeah, they run all their ads during that time period and send you all these like complimentary, like, give you that first month off, and but then people get on it, and then like they might go for that first 2 months or a month or so, and then they're just like, "Yeah, I'm good." They just kind of like relax. Yeah. Hold on, gas.
Whoa,
Oop.
whoa, whoa. Okay, gotta
Yeah,
edit that
no,
out. Just kidding. What
yeah,
are you
no.
drinking?
I'm drinking this tea. It's got like oranges and
Someone's being healthy in the
berries,
new year.
hibiscus,
Oh
apple.
wow!
I don't want to say the name because we're not sponsored.
Just say the
So
name. I don't. Who cares?
okay,
What are you
Argo
drinking?
tea. Argo tea.
All right.
It's the hibiscus tea sangria. It's non-caffeinated. Yeah, but I can drink like I don't do cap. Oh, that's another thing. I don't really do coffee. I'll do tea.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Is there a
So,
particular reason why?
well, it kind of ties in to the whole quitting of drinking and smoking.
Oh, okay.
Because then also on the night before that incident, I took. I might have mentioned this before.
I think you might have. Yeah.
Yeah, the Red Bull colas.
Oh yeah.
And it just too much caffeine, and I just so I just stopped with that stuff. But I do drink cola every now and then. Now, not too often. But
Like
I'm more of
Coke?
a tea. I'm more of a tea
You're
guy.
saying Coke, right?
Coca-Cola, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah,
you mean
not,
the one like
not
the? I know. Not the cocaine. We don't do that.
yeah. So yeah, New Year's resolutions. They're just not against it, but you could do things a lot sooner. Yeah.
Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you? Has there ever been a time when you were younger, right? Let's say you're a little kid, you're going out to the mall, right, with your mom and dad. You see something that you wanted to purchase, let's say like a toy, and then you're like, "Oh, Dad, can you get this for me, please?" And then they say no. If you could go back in time, is there anything that you would purchase if you had the opportunity? If you could go back in time and you're like, I don't know, you've seen yourself as a little kid and your dad, and you're like, you swoop in and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy it for the younger self, or your younger self. You know what I'm saying? Or not your younger self, just like for yourself today. Like if you had the opportunity, it's like, is there something that comes to mind, like a pair of Jordans or a toy?
Man, that's the story of my like parts of my 20s and 30s now. Like I could give you a couple of examples that come to mind. Like the first off the bat, just for all the sneaker heads out there, little sneakers tale. Like was it the Air More Up Tempos, the one that say Air on the side?
Those are clean.
Yeah, like there's this shoe store that used to be in Chinatown, and I remember there was like right around the time, like right around the fall, new school year, so you go get school clothes and things like that. And I wanted some new shoes, and we went to check this out. We just browsing, shopping, and I was like asking my dad, "Oh, can we get that? Can I get that?" And he's like, "No, it's too expensive."
I said no, dog.
No, yeah, it's too expensive. No. But here's the thing. Hindsight looking back, that store was selling a lot of bootleg Nikes.
Oh,
so
okay.
that could have been like a bad purchase anyways. So hindsight looking back kind of saved me in that sense. But yeah, now years later, speaking of getting it, would I get it? I actually did get it. Not the exact colorway, but I got this like, I think I posted on my Instagram. So
you did.
It's like a reddish black like colorway. Yeah. So I actually ended up getting that. And a bunch of other sneakers and stuff over the years. Just a couple of ones like what's the other one? The Penny Hardaways,
Those are clean.
I got one of those but the Miami color though, it's just like that red color. That. What else? Trying to think what other Game Boy. The Game Boy,
like the Game Boy Color, or the like the legit Game Boy, like the first one.
The first one, the big.
The big chunky one.
Yeah. I wanted that, and it came with it had like Zelda and Mario, and I think there was like Metroid. There was Metroid, and
Mhm.
those are, yeah, a whole bunch of games. But yeah, like I mean, that one I never revisited. That's one thing I was just like, yeah, because
You're
I
like, eh. Because
yeah
I know you're not really like that big of a gamer now. You used to play games. We talked about this in the past episodes, but yeah.
right yeah. So that's another thing. What else? Tamagotchi. You remember
Really?
those?
Tamagotchi? That wasn't.
Yeah.
Were they expensive back then? My mom was into Tamagotchis. Uh,
Um, I
that and
think
Beanie Babies.
I'm trying to I'm trying to remember. Were they were like what, like 20, 30 some, not
There's
20
no way
some
they were
dollars?
more than like $40, right?
Yeah, it
Tamagotchis, the
wasn't
little
more
little
than
egg
40
things.
bucks. Yeah, no more than 40 bucks. But back in the days in the city, we used to have that an FAO Shorts toy store, and that was
Okay.
like a spot that you could get it from. I guess because they it's like the first in America, whatever. And all the cool kids got them, and
Mhm.
they're playing it at school. So I wanted one, but so what ended up happening was I got like a bootleg version of it. My dad, because we one of our neighbors in our building,
Mhm.
he had he had like a little like gift shop store that he sold a lot of like just
Bootlegs.
a lot of bootleg and knickknacks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Uh, uh, so he got it from him for like a lot cheaper, and it wasn't like a Tamagotchi brand thing, but
Off-brand
it was like
Tamagotchi.
right. It's like a instead of like it's like a it's like a lot bit. It's like a dinosaur or something shaped one instead of the little egg shaped
Mhm.
Tamagotchi. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I've seen like the re-release Tamagotchi. Like they just because of the whole retro '90s thing.
Yeah, it's come back. I remember they've done like collabs with like other things that could like work with
Hmm.
Tamagotchi. Like they did one like for like Digimon. If you remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't get one today.
Hmm.
For that. I think that one's I'm kind of. Let's see what else. Anything else? There's probably a bunch of other things,
Hmm.
but I just can't. Yeah, those are the ones that come to my mind that I can
Hmm.
remember. How about you?
For me, it's gonna sound so nerdy, man, but there's like these. I when I was younger, I was into building like model kits and stuff and like painting them.
Hmm.
I thought that was pretty dope. If anyone knows what Warhammer 40K is or
Oh
Warhammer,
wow,
it's
you're
basic.
into the Warhammer.
I got into that when my mom
Hmm.
met my stepdad because
Hmm.
he was into nerdy stuff like that, like Lord of the Rings,
Dungeons and
Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons, stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I really got into Warhammer because of him, and I'm still a
Hmm.
fan of it today. That and then
Nice.
I got into like Gundams, like super
Oh
big. So I remember like back
yeah.
in the day, I wanted because like it's honestly like if you wanted like invest in the hobby for like Warhammer, it's pretty expensive to be honest. Like you have to like you gotta have money to do it.
Right, because it's all the little figurines, and then
Hmm.
you got like it's a board game too, right?
Yeah, it's a board
On,
game too. I mean, there's
but
people
people
who
collect.
just collect and paint,
Hmm.
but because and
Yeah.
then the other thing is it's just like D&D. You got to get the new rule books. It's real nerd shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's like Scientology for nerds. Like you got to keep buying new books and new figurines and new.
Yeah, I just remember there was like this really big like army kit I wanted to get so bad because like what ended up happening is like I had like a small army. I only had like 15 units.
Mhm.
I was playing Space Marines. So
Mhm.
they're like, just imagine like Master Chief, but in some like big blue armor.
Mhm.
Like they had like big shoulder pads. They're like
Mhm.
7, 8 feet tall in
Mhm.
the in the in the lore. So I wanted
Mhm.
that really bad. And then there's this Gundam kit I really wanted when I was like 14, I want to say.
Mhm.
And it's like I don't know if you've ever seen Gundam, but like the bad guy, his Gundam, or it's not a Gundam, it's like a mobile suit. It's like red
Okay.
and it's called like a Sazabi. I wanted one of those.
Okay. I think
But if it
I
yeah.
I had the what is it? Death Scythe to do with the little.
Yeah, Death Scythe is from
Yeah,
Gundam Wing.
yeah.
That's a good show. That was a good
Yeah,
show. It wasn't too like anime. The fights were dope and the mobile suits were sick.
yeah. I so when you brought the Gundam stuff, I remember getting those, and coincidentally the dude that sold me the phony Tamagotchi,
Mhm.
he had some Gundams too for sale. But they were legit. The Gundams were legit.
Mhm.
Everything else was like not.
Bootleg.
Yeah, everything else was bootleg. So it was like half and half. Yeah, yeah. That's the Warhammer and
I think Warhammer Gundam. I think if we were talking about like if I'm like younger, it would have to be Pokemon shit. I'm not even. I'm wearing a Pikachu T-shirt, ironically, right now. But
right.
when I was younger, because you know the crazy thing today, do you know those Pokemon cards like from the original first gen? They're selling for like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Right. Over the like last year pandemic, for some
Yeah.
reason, it just spiked. And everybody that was like the sneakerhead and gamers and this weird like community is just started like selling and trading them
Because
and
you get the card and then you get it graded and there's like this it's like a PSA or I don't know it's some grading system and it ranks
yeah.
from like 1 to 10 and 10's the best. Like Logan Paul, all these YouTubers are getting into it. And dude,
Yeah.
like one of the cards that they had that's like selling for like hundreds of $1,000s. I had one of those Charizard holographic cards before. I don't know where it is. It's probably like in some lost box. It's probably not like, I could probably sell it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if going back to things I wish I could get, like my Pikachu backpack that I have, right? That's from Japan. There was another opportunity where like I was with my mom, and you know who Ash Ketchum is. He's the
The main
person
character.
yeah. I had the opportunity to buy like his hat. I mean, it's probably not even expensive, but my mom wouldn't get it for me. And and you remember my like imagine I'm still small, but imagine my short little ass. I had the Pikachu backpack. I had this like stupid ass vest, and I was like, dude, I need this fucking hat. But my mom wouldn't get it for me.
Was this at like a convention or something? Or
it's at some like Asian hobby kind of store, I would say. Not Hot Topic, because I don't think like in the late 90s there was like a Hot Topic. Maybe there was, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying?
2000s, I think, was Hot 2000s, Topic. Yeah. Yeah. So you're in this store, you're like, Mom.
Yeah. I was like, yo, what's not clicking?
No, I got the shirt. I got the shirt. I got the backpack.
No. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But transitioning from that, let's talk about
some cool shows that you watched over the break.
Yeah. Let's transition into that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been really into Korean dramas.
Okay.
Lately. And
which one?
Etawo class.
Okay.
Itaewon space class.
I tried. I know you recommended to me. I don't know. I think my headspace was not there. I was.
You tried watching the episode?
I tried to watch that first episode and that intro. It just like it didn't stick with me. I was just like, but maybe I have to give it another chance. Because I just finished at that time when you recommended to me. I was it the Weatherman? I just no, not the Weather, the Watchmen.
Yeah.
Watchmen.
That was good.
It's a good show. I digged it. It's got like like if you saw the original, not the original from 2000 early.
Yeah, the movie. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
the movie. Yeah. Then this one kind of like starts from what happened then. And then it just like adds like this like racial component to the storyline, and then it's all these cool like time jumps and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, you were saying the Itaewon Korean
I'm telling
drama.
you just gotta get past the first 30 minutes.
Okay.
And two, like it was wow. It's not just like some lovey-dovey bullshit crap. Like this one was like really good.
Okay.
Like I'm watching a new Korean drama. I haven't finished it. It's called Startup. But yeah, Itaewon Class was like surprisingly good because I don't even know why I wanted to watch a Korean drama. It's because some person I follow on Twitter was like, "Oh, hey, check it out." And like I said before in the past episode, I feel like I haven't really been watching like shows and stuff. I've just been playing video games, and I was like, I want to enjoy stuff and learn new things from podcasts and stuff. So I checked it out. It's 16 episodes, I think. I ended up watching the show with my stream. Surprisingly enough, I had and people were like, "Oh man, this show is actually really good." And these are like grown ass dudes who don't normally ever watch Korean dramas because most people think it's just like basic love story, and then there's like twists and turns and shit, which there is. But for this one, for some reason, it was like a really good story.
Yeah, I'm not too what is it? Yeah, I'm not like a big watcher of Korean dramas. But I like my experience. Like I think the first might be the first and only one that I've watched that I can really remember is this. It's not a series. Or there was a sequel. My Sassy Girl is the English translation of the title. It's just about this dude and this it's a romantic comedy basically. And this chick is just like your typical like crazy Korean girl that like beats up on the dude. Is abusive to the dude, but the dude loves her anyways.
Ooh,
and it's just like this crazy back and forth, like twist and turn, type of a romantic comedy. Yeah. So that was like my introduction, and then ever since then, I never really, any other like Korean drama, I never really got into him. Because it was like too much like K-pop star looking people, and I was like, oh, I don't know, it's a little too much. Like I don't know, I just couldn't get it.
Like for Itaewon Class, I don't want to like spoil it. But like, there's a lot of there's some people in the show that remind me of like people that we know.
Oh damn!
Like me and Stream were watching it, and we were like, oh shit, that's Steve Lee. There's a guy that literally looks
Weeby, right?
That looks like Stevie Weeby.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Cool.
And then if you know what the Han is, I'm not gonna explain it. They totally displayed in the show. It's fucking hilarious.
Okay. All right. I think I might give it another chance. Yeah. Yeah, like you recommended me something recently too that was kind of interesting.
WandaVision.
That's dope. I'll just preface it like this.
Yeah, we don't have to spoil it because it just came out yesterday.
It just came out yesterday.
On the 16th. Right?
It's just
16th or 15th? Yeah.
15th, 16th, yeah. There's just 2 episodes out right now, and they're like 30 minutes each. Really easy.
They're really short. They're really short.
Really short. I would say this, like, I'm not super caught up on all my Marvel stuff yet. Like, I've watched
You've seen Infinity War. You saw the ending. You saw what happened, right? You saw the last Marvel movie, right?
I don't think... I'm trying to remember. Right? It's been a little while.
Infinity War Part 2.
Infinity War, Endgame, something like that.
Yeah, you saw Endgame, right? You like Iron Man, right? Without spoiling it, right?
Iron Man. Yeah, we're not gonna make spoilers. Yeah, I'm not super... Yeah, but anyways, for somebody to like... who's not super familiar with the MC universe...
MCU?
Comic...
Yeah.
MCU universe, like, you can kind of jump right into this and just kind of like enjoy it for what it is.
Really? Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
I don't know. But if you watch other movies, then you're kind of like, I wonder where this is going, which is what I'm thinking as well.
It's got like a little like
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy. Bewitched, Bewitched, the original Bewitched, like from back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know that, but you could elaborate on that.
I mean, no, it's not when I was growing up, but like, I only know about those because like back in the 90s or maybe in the late 80s, like Nick at Night, they had like a special programming on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
So I had bootleg cable, so I was able to catch it. But at nighttime, there's all these shows from the 50s and 60s. Like Bewitched, I Love Lucy, Dick Van Dyke, Green Acres, dude, this is all this like old classic shows.
Yeah.
So
This is me right now. Like, huh? What are you talking about?
it's just all these old black and white movies.
I'm too young.
TV shows.
I know.
No, I was young for that thing too, but it was just it was basically like if you took all the 90s show now and you show the kids to Gen Zers today, they're gonna be like, whoa, what is all this stuff?
Yeah, that's me right now.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so WandaVision, it's the format is kind of set in like that 50s time period.
50s.
Black and white.
They have a lot of actors and actresses that you might be familiar with. Like, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but they do have the actress from that 70s show, the mom, or the lady that played the wife of the main character.
The mom she played the mom, Carrie. Not the character.
Yeah. She's in there. That's not too spoiler.
One of the main characters, Wanda. She's Elizabeth Olsen. That's the what's her name? The Olsen twins from Full House. That's their sister.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
The Olsen twins, and then
she's related to the Olsen twins.
She's the older sister. Basically, it's
hot.
like. You know how like siblings, famous siblings or actor siblings, like the one that gets really famous and then the other one's also actor but nobody knows about them. It's kind of like that. Her? But then she actually's been in some pretty like notable movies or projects. I just can't think of the names right now, but she made her own, career type thing. But she's in this one.
Okay.
I don't know the dude that played the other main character,
who plays robot. Vision. Oh, he's been in a couple things. He's been in a lot of things.
Yeah, but no, it's a good there's like a mystery aspect to it. Like
it's like you were a little bit like comical sitcom-y, they have like the laugh track.
Yeah.
I mean, just from seeing the first 2 episodes, like they're saying a lot of like mannerisms and jokes from like the 50s, like "Hey, Cracker Jack," or I'm trying to remember some of the other stuff. Like, I'm actually gonna ask one of my buddies like what are some of the meanings for these jokes they were saying, because I was like, this is funny.
Right, but all this stuff is like super ancient to you.
A boomer. I'm just kidding.
No, it's literally boomer. Like,
I know.
Boomers, they were kids when these kind of shows were on.
I know.
And then when the 60s rolled around, they were like teenagers and they started rebelling. They like rebelled against that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want that White House and picket fence suburb life, and I want to do drugs and dance around in a park and anti-war, that era. But not all of them were like that. Obviously, now we have all these boomers that are super conservative. Crazy Trump supporters. Some of them are storming the capitals there. But yeah, like WandaVision, it's cool. It's
I'm just interested to see where it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's like it's a slow build right now. The first 2 episodes is just building the world, like just kind of like laying the foundations. Yeah. So don't expect fast pace yet.
Because I'm in an agreement with my buddies. He said, like, are people burnt out from Marvel? They had a long tenure of all these movies, right? I mean, obviously, I don't know if you really did watch the last episode or last movie that ends like that phase for Marvel movies. And it's interesting to see where they're going to pick back up and if they're able to, hold that market in the superheroes cinematic universe. Because, obviously their movies have been really killing it. DC movies have been kind of, so they haven't really found their correct footing on, because they have a lot of good stories that they could translate into films, but they haven't, find the right actors, good writers to, mesh it all together. Because, the last movie, Endgame, it was like, I think a 10-year, like...
hiatus?
No, not hiatus, like collection of all these, like, different Marvel films all connecting together for one big hurrah. So, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. retired as Iron Man, so it's going to be interesting to see, where what's going next. Like, what it looks like is they're going to make Spider-Man and someone else be like the new like forefront for that series. You know what I'm saying? Because we have Disney Plus. there isn't too many shows on there. We had Mandalorian's just end. That was a great show. If you haven't seen that,
Mandalorian. That's a good one.
That was fucking good.
Yeah.
Shout out Grogu.
Shout out, David Cho on the first episode. All those his artwork and stuff was in it, and he was in the show himself in that fight.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
The pit fighting scene. Yeah. Yeah. That's good writing on that. Yeah.
Is there any shows you're looking forward to in 2021 or movies? Anything you're like, oh man, I can't wait for this to come out. Anything that you're anticipating, because 2020 was kind of, either things got delayed, so.
Was it just one more thought on like the Marvel thing?
Okay.
And WandaVision is I think because like you were saying, they're kind of ending the chapter on one story arc or whatever. So, but then people forget the Marvel, like they got a lot of like lesser known characters. Like,
and this is a platform like for them to build them up.
Right. Yeah. I think there's even like a what is it? The Asian one. What was it they were talking about? Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, that's gonna come. That's gonna be dope. It's basically they made Bruce Lee into like a superhero character. He's kind of cool. He uses like chi and shit. He's Chinese. That's gonna be dope. There's gonna be some Asian actors in the show called Eternals.
Oh yeah, that's right. Eternals.
They got the Korean actor from that that big buff dude that's kind of looks like Edgar Heavyset. he from Train to Busan. He's gonna be in Eternals. You know who I'm talking about. Remember, he's holding the door and all the zombies are coming.
Yeah,
and his wife's pregnant. Yeah, that guy's gonna be in Eternals.
Okay. Yeah, I think in terms of 2021 movies, what's the one that speaking? Was it Steven Yeun is in Minari?
I haven't seen that film. I do want to check it out.
I haven't seen it, but I heard there's going to be a wider release or a stream or something for it.
Okay.
So I'm kind of excited to check that out. I heard some good things about it. I heard some controversies over it.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a quick second. Because, obviously, people are trying to be... what's the correct saying to say this? Not politically correct, but like more...
It's not politic.
No, not political. More inclusive.
More socially... more inclusive. Yeah.
Because what do you think about they're saying because that movie's not really in English, they're going to say it's a foreign film, even though it's not a foreign film. Do you think that's dumb? So now... Because everyone's saying Minari was really good, but now it can't win, the award for, what's it called? Film of the Year or whatever it's called.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
They categorize it as an international film instead of...
But it's not, just because it's a
not. Yeah, because it's shot here, and then the dialogue for the main characters are in Korean. Therefore, it doesn't... that they want to put it as international.
I think that's whack, to be honest. You want to know why they're doing that? It's because last year, Parasite won all the shit, bro. Because that movie was good.
We gave you one. Now they're
trying to take it away from us.
Yeah, they're trying to take it away. Yeah, because but it's so when that news hit about the Oscars doing this international thing with Minari, I was like, dang, there goes. I mean, it's a story of a lot of Asian American actresses. That's what they go and just Asian American entertainment in general. It's we can never get recognition over here. We have to if we go overseas and we blow up over there, then they give us some recognition. But it's never here's a homegrown American-born Asian person who does something good and they get recognition for it. They don't. It's weird, and it plays into the whole exoticization of it. It's more exotic overseas in Korea or China or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was complete. Yeah, I mean, this is the one. I pick my battles because there's a lot of weird stuff.
I know.
The mahjong tiles, these white ladies just made a mahjong tiles, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make it, the old mahjong is not cool or not hip enough, so we're
wait. What are you talking about right now? What is this from?
Okay, so there's this other thing.
What the frick?
I'm not even gonna. I don't remember the name of the company, but it's a company of like these white chicks, and then they want to like change the mahjong titles to make it all these like cutesy little whatever, like Americanize it or whatever, because they think like the old Chinese mahjong tiles, oh, nobody can read it, or it's not cool, it's not hip or whatever.
Right, or white people get into mahjong or some shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't even really know that. The only people I know, like outside of Chinese people, I know like Filipinos play mahjong. I think like in Jamaica, people play.
I mean, a lot of people play mahjong, but I'm just saying, like,
Right.
why, what? Who is the market for this? Who are they appealing to? Is there some like? Is it just like how everyone's getting into chess now? Like, what? Vast amounts of fucking white people are getting into mahjong or some shit.
Something, or they're trying to pitch mahjong as the next chess. I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah, chess. That's another show I gotta watch too.
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit, yeah,
that's a good show, man.
Somebody in the hip hop community, Bishop Chronicles, Adisa Bonjoko, should shout him out. He's got a podcast too, Bishop Chronicles. But he's like he ran a organization to work with youth in the South Bay that deals with hip hop and chess. He had the RZA come through and different hip hop people. They organized some events, and this was like back in the 2000s and parts of the 2010s. And then he was just going on like, oh, so now y'all think hip chess is cool. I was doing that like years ago, you know, trying to push like the chess is cool and try to, you know, make it the forefront of things, you know, culture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took a movie. That's a movie I got to check out, Queen's Gambit.
It's a show,
yeah,
sir? It's a show?
It's a show. Yeah, my bad. It's a show. But yeah, I mean, chess.
Yeah, dude,
my history with chess.
Yeah,
I played chess before back in middle school. I was part of the chess club.
I was part of the chess club too in elementary school.
It's a thing. It's a thing to kill time when it's like a rainy day, you know, or you know, what is it like during the lunch period? Everybody can go, you know, eat their lunch, and then you can go play chess and eat your lunch, you know, in the chess room.
Yeah, because of that show, and then because of that show, like a lot of people started streaming chess, and then people that are like grandmasters for chess, they started making even more money because there's all these streamers that are like, oh, can you coach me in chess? Then they have all these online chess tournaments, and then even some of these like esports leagues that have these like, you know, $1 million players, they started signing grandmaster chess players to be their representatives for chess. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, wow, that is like, crazy.
Because I mean, I don't know how much money, you know, chess players make. People that are like, I mean, they're usually like really smart dudes. You know what I'm saying? That are grandmasters for chess.
Usually, yeah. Usually for the chess people, they the professionals, the ones that go to all those tournaments and stuff, and they do win money. And then, but on top of that, a lot of them also have professional jobs on the side too. So, but yeah, that's good that they're getting some recognition now. Kind of reminds me the last big time that chess got a little bump, and that's when I was, back in the 90s. It was a movie called In Search of Bobby Fischer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another, it was another like little cultural thing, and everybody got like, ooh, chess. But this time around, it's like, I think this is a little bit bigger, like it's getting more people involved. So yeah, that's a good thing. But yeah, what were we saying? I think we kind of took a little tangent.
I know, we were like jumping all over the place. No, we were talking about films. We were talking about, shows and stuff. I think it was
WandaVision. Yeah. Wait, there's another show that's out too. That's kind of interesting.
Which one?
I mean, I wasn't. It's called House of Ho.
Oh, I know. Vietnamese, man.
Yeah, Vietnamese. Yeah. They're my people, but not my kind of people.
Okay, let me ask you this, because I watched the first episode. My mom watched all the episodes. Because she likes watching that kind of shows, like Real Housewives, Bravo TV type shit. shit to
which
do.
they try to do. They try to make it like very similar.
Yeah, it's
style.
basically like Crazy Rich Asians, kind of.
Meets
There's
Housewives.
one scene that they talk about, or in the particular show, where they're talking about like when people fled from Vietnam, the different regions. If you don't mind me asking, what region was your family when they fled? Because they were saying like if you're from this region, you're more like conservative. Then other ones are more like vocal. Because there's like a kind of like a classism that they were just talking about and displaying on that House of
Oh yeah,
Home
I
about
remember that
Vietnamese.
part.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
like,
that
what
was
part is
pretty
your
crazy.
family from?
We're from the South.
Okay,
From the
okay.
South, Saigon City, or as now it's known, Ho Chi Minh City.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, we're from the South. That was that was a funny part when they broke that down. What is it? They say like people. Well, this is what I've been told, and what they say is it's kind of similar. I might
Okay.
like. There's some differences. People in the North, because then the capital is in the North, so they're more like what is it? I guess intellectuals and politician types and very
Mhm.
vocal, whatever. That's true. That's the North, and then the Central. They're supposed to be like I guess frugal is the it's the nicer way of saying things, because
Mhm.
what I heard is from my parents and their friends and stuff is like they're kind of like a little bit more like the sneakier type of like cutthroat, cunning, conniving type people. Because
Whoa.
in the Central, it's really hard to grow things, because it's
Mm.
like it's like a lot of mountains and stuff like that. So it's a little harder. It's harder to grow agriculture out there. The soil is not like good for that. So people there, their attitudes or whatever, so they're a lot more like a lot more hustlers, and just people, they go extra mile to like, make their living and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
they can be really, I guess the nice way, frugal, or they can be kind of cutthroat, sneaky, just to get what they need to do to survive.
So which one is your family considered from? Your mom and your
I'm
dad?
from the South, and I've asked my dad about this. Southern people, we're kind of like relaxed. That's we kind of chill. We kind of go with the flow of things. We do, we work hard, but not too hard. Like we like, our rest time, and we know when to play, when to, work hard. It's the nicer way. The bad way is sometimes we can be kind of lazy because we're so relaxed. We just kind of like kick back, no care in the world type of thing. Yeah, but those are like, it's like the inner, I guess, inner stereotypes that we have about each other.
Okay, like obviously we talked about this before, but like when you went to Vietnam recently, did you notice any of these kind of like stereotypical things when you met your relatives?
Did I?
If you don't mind me asking.
Well, most of I mean,
because
it's
most
kind
of
of
the
hard.
people you visited, like, are they older? 'Cause you said you met some people that are younger around your sister and your ages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't notice it too much. Plus it was like like it, 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 it was New Year's, and like people were like in a celebratory mode. So I wasn't. Yeah, I didn't observe any like weird stereotypes. But I will say one thing to this. My aunt, my uncle's wife, she's from the North originally. That's where her family's from.
Okay.
And I would have the hardest time hearing, because she speaks, also these three regions, they have their own dialect, their own way of speaking Vietnamese.
Oh, for real?
The northern style is the official style. It's like Mandarin, or like,
okay.
like, I'm trying to think of another country that has like an official, like China has Mandarin as the official language, or official dialect. So that's like the proper way to say things in Vietnamese. And then you have the southern style, the way you hear me and my parents speak and my family. And then the central style, that's a whole nother one. Like I don't know what they're saying. They got words that nobody else has.
Oh,
and then
man.
when they say the words that they're similar, it's like the way their tone, it's like really weird. It's like this weird monotone thing they do.
Okay.
It's hard to understand. But like my aunt, she speaks that northern style, and it's like sometimes it's hard. Like it's hard for me to understand. I'm kind of like I'm like a kid who
You're like,
you know,
huh?
like,
Can you say that again?
huh? Can you say that again? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. I'm like, can you speak a little slower? I'm like, huh? Like eventually I'll understand the words because
Mhm.
that's the official whatever dialect, and mostly like politicians and people, well-to-do people, like and people that come from the north, like that's the dialect that's official. Um, but yeah, I'm not familiar with that, or because over here in the diaspora, overseas Vietnamese,
Mhm.
because a lot of people fled, like you were saying, after the war. Most of them came from the south, primarily came from the
And
south.
when your parents fled, I mean, I don't know if they did fled, but like, did they come from
Yeah,
the south as well when they were leaving?
yeah, they came from the south. Yeah, they left boat. They left by boat, ended up in Indonesia, and then my mom ended up over here, San
In San
Francisco,
Francisco, yeah, because they were
and then
talking about it in the show. Like they said, a lot of people went to
yeah,
San Francisco. There was like one lady that said her family went to Oklahoma for some reason.
yeah,
And
because then there was like army bases that people were
mhm.
initially for. Like if you came right after 75, which my parents did. My parents came in the 80s,
Yeah,
but like if you came in 75, those people ended up on like camp bases like Pendleton in California over here. There's a couple other, and
mhm.
like I'm not sure what bases in Oklahoma, but usually around like the army bases would take them in for temporary time before they find them proper housing or whatever, or their sponsors house, or whoever family they have over here, if they have family over here already.
Yeah. Do you have any friends
um
or family from Oklahoma? Because I did realize after that show
don't
and like some other Vietnamese people that I know, a lot of their like first generation family, there was
Mhm.
actually a decent amount of influx of Vietnamese that were in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma. I don't.
Yeah.
I vaguely heard somebody like a family friend or something in Oklahoma. I know like there's people in
There's a lot
Texas,
in Texas. There's a lot of Vietnamese in Texas.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Uh, what else? I heard Florida too. There's some Florida,
Okay.
but
Because
primarily
you would probably say California is probably like the biggest, right? What I mean, I don't know. This is just my assumption. Right?
it's
California probably
one
like one of the
Bay
biggest
Area.
Vietnamese
Yeah, LA in the Bay Area,
for
and then
Vietnamese.
Sacramento. Yeah,
Mhm.
Sacramento. It's kind of spread out, but like I would say like maybe LA, between LA and Sacramento right now they have more population, and then
Mhm.
there's one in the Bay Area would be like spread between the East Bay and San Jose, which be the other areas in California where primarily Vietnamese folks are at.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then yeah, I think something they brought up, the conservative part of certain people in the community. I mean,
Mhm.
these guys in the show, in the whole House of Ho, they're definitely conservative. Because, dude, he named his son Reagan. Come on,
Washington,
Washington, all this,
all these
yeah.
names, yeah.
It reminded me of my homegirl from college, Vietnamese chick too. We were talking one time, and she was just like, "Yeah, like I have family friends where like this one dude, like this dude, he just like he changed his whole family's last name because they wanted to fit in. Like they got rid of their Vietnamese last name, and they have like some weird white person last name, like Richardson or something weird like that. I was like,
They
what
wanted
the
to be
fuck is?
to be white so bad.
They want to be white so bad. I'm like, what the fuck is that's crazy. Yeah, I'm like, so with all this recent stuff that's happening in the Capitol, and then with the elections, and people are like, wait, why is there like some people flowing this like weird yellow and red flag? What the heck is that flag? Because they see the Confederate flag, they know what
Yep.
that's about. But they're like, why is these Asian people with these flags? And it's like these people because they're like quote unquote anti-communist. So that's why they're
Do you
kind of
think?
like,
Do you think that like let's just speak on that for a second? Because
mm-hmm.
in the recent times, there's been more and more like Asians like kind of being like like seeing like Asians for
Conservative.
Trump, very
Yeah,
conservative, but they're like mostly older generation
mostly.
Asians.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, like
some
people who are
younger
like
ones.
they're still younger ones.
There's some younger ones, but primarily the older generation. Yeah, because well, I can only speak to the Vietnamese
Mm-hmm.
I even saw I saw in some of my Filipino friends. There's like this one Filipino dude that was up there. This older gentleman that was in the Capitol, was holding some kind of broom or so.
Yeah, too bad I wasn't at the Capitol, guys. I'm sorry.
But no, what the Vietnamese American experience in that aspect, conservatism, is because a lot of them, and it's kind of like a paradox. It's kind of contradictory because these people left.
It's very ironic, like
right, because they
thinking.
ran away. They ran away from an authoritarian government to support another authoritarian person.
Government, yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking bizarre. And me and my dad, luckily my dad's not a part of this thing. Like, he went through the experience too. He's like, yeah, I ran away because shit was fucked up and whatever. But but this dude is completely bonkers. I would never support. And for the most part, like me growing up, I've always known, like, my parents have always voted Democrat. Yeah, but I do know. I mean, you could kind of tell. It's like some of these older folks, like, number one, like some of them are Catholic. That's a thing too.
Catholic or Christian.
Catholic, Christian, and then some of them, they own businesses and liquor stores and car dealership, real estate, stuff like that. So they have their own little business. So they probably saw a little benefit from that tax cut. They saw something, so they're like, yeah, Trump's for us.
Hey, thanks for that PPE loan.
Yeah, like, we got the PPE loan. One of the, they got it. So those are like the kind of the factors that like motivate them to support somebody like Trump or the conservative type side. But yeah, it's just crazy seeing that, because like for me, like that flag personally. I see it as a cultural flag, like it just represents my culture, my parents' culture.
Yeah. So you seen that it's kind of like a fuck you to you, or not a fuck you to you, but like
it's like a disgrace. It's disgrace? Like it's like now it's like people are gonna think like, oh, these are the conservative Asians, these are the Trump Asians. I'm like, oh man, and I jokingly say this, but like. The Vietnamese, especially the Vietnamese Americans, the older generations, this thing, we're kind of like, if you really want to understand it, it's like we're similar to the Cubans and how strongly anti-communist, and the reason why they support Trump or conservatives, Republicans, like same thing, because they fled Cuba because of Castro.
Yeah, they on Trump's dick hard.
And they've been more vocal than
I think than any other minority, for sure.
Right. Yeah, but also, like, speaking of that on this thing, like, it's the Republicans, the little trend, it kind of ticked a little bit for them, more on the minority side this last election. Not like crazy numbers, but it's enough to see like a significant, like, there's a little bit more rise in Latinos in the South that voted for him. And then they got a little bit of the black vote, a little increase. Because one of freaking organizers of that Capitol Hill thing was this black guy.
Yeah,
who looked like Sammy Davis Jr. People were saying.
I know.
Like, who's this bozo? It looked like Sammy Davis Jr. Like, so yeah, like. I was just watching this thing just to like put this in context. Kyle Kalinske, he linked up with Crystal Hall, the one that does the Hill, with that other guy Sangar. So now they have their own podcast, and they just had this episode with this historian,
Thomas Frank.
He's a historian, and he studies all this stuff. And he was just saying, like, the Democratic Party, it's like right now they've moved more towards like the
elites,
not money. Like, so he explained it's like Republicans traditionally is about the money, right? And that's who they have, the financial elites, and then there's this other group of elites that are, professional, the credential, the people college educated elites. So right now it's like these two sides, they're starting to merge together. So, so it's kind of crazy, like the times that we're living. So we're seeing like the Democratic Party, they used to supposedly be the working class party or whatever, but since like the 80s, they
it's like kind of flipped.
It kind of flipped, and that's why you see like on the Trump side, why is these country or labor types looking kind of guys? You know what I mean? Like traditionally, they would be they would be part of a union. They would be union guys, but because they don't have that support, that's why they went the other side, because they don't see themselves being represented on this side. And then throw in all the white supremacist stuff, and then it's like, oh, it feels right to me because I'm not. Yeah, you're right. The white man is getting pushed down. Like my voice is not being heard, and here's a guy who's saying all the things that I feel, and the anger that I feel and stuff, because I'm being left out because all the jobs have left overseas, and the government doesn't really look over me. And then the Democratic side, it's just the only time they get outraged or they want to do something is for these surface level like cultural things, like the quote unquote PC stuff, whatever. So yeah, that's the critique that I brought up, and I could kind of see it. So that's why, like, bringing it back to these conservative Asians and conservative minorities, it's like that trend is ticking that way. And if the Democrats or the left, they're not careful, this trend is going to grow bigger, and then it's going to.
I'm not surprised when you see these kind of like they're like their backgrounds like business owner or self entrepreneurs that are more conservative. They're more conservative leaning. I mean, you kind of can't fault them because they're thinking about themselves, their family. Who's going to benefit me the most with my money? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's it's a mixture of like people being selfish, but at the same time, you can't really fault them. But at the same time, you're like, how could you possibly support, Trump?
Yeah, right. With everything that he's done or not done.
I mean, to each their own, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious the choice, but people make their choice based on their own emotion, how they feel, But yeah, the House of Whole, Geraldo, we kind of took a little tangent there, but House of Whole. And you saw the first episode.
I saw like the first episode. It's not part of the second episode. I was like, oh, this is not really for me. The only reason I heard about it was from Ben Baller. Ben Baller podcast. He's a jeweler, and he was talking shit about the show. He's like, man, these Asian dudes are so dry. They don't know how to do, like, they might be quote unquote rich, but they're like, I don't know, they don't know how to flex and shit like that. And they were talking shit about like, these are just like Vietnamese dudes trying to be as white as possible. Like the main son, Washington. Oh my God. That is low-key really cringy.
No, is it Washington? Yeah,
Washington. Washington, right? I think it's Washington.
And then there's a Reagan too. Spoiler alert. Yeah. But there's a Reagan.
It's like Washington, Reagan, Truman.
But the daughter has the most regular.
They named her Judy, and she's kind of cute. But yeah, they kind of did her dirty. They're like, "Oh, I had a daughter. I'm just giving her a regular ass name. No president name for you."
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. It's just like, but the family dynamic, I think the one thing that because like I said, these are not my type of Asians, because I'm poor Asian. I'm poor Asian, not crazy rich Asian. So, but the family dynamic of like the father, he wants the family a certain way. He's like concerned about the like, because then I don't know. Did they reveal like she's got a divorce?
Yeah. We could talk about the first episode. So in the first episode, they're having like a family dinner. I think it's like after church. It's Sunday. They're making like traditional Vietnamese food. They're making like egg rolls and some other dishes. I don't really know. But basically, they're at the dinner, and the daughter, she musters up the courage to say, "Hey guys, I'm getting divorced." And the dad's like, he's like, "I kind of understand, but I'm not with what you're doing."
I don't want to agree with it.
Which kind of hurts her, but she's like, I understand. Because he's like, he said something like, you need to stay with your first husband and make it work. But then she's making valid points saying like, it takes two people to, make a marriage work.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, like it was just that. So I could kind of, like, that's a common thing, I think. Like, divorce is not really, I mean, I
Because
think it's
because they said something
when-
about in Vietnamese culture, like if you get divorced, it's like it's a bad omen or some shit. I can't remember like that. The aunt that always gets drunk and turned up. She was talking
Yeah.
about it. Was it Auntie
Aunt-
Trudy or something? She's
something
funny.
like that.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
hilarious. She's the
Yeah.
one you tell. She's the party.
yeah. She
party
from the
animal.
south? I'm just kidding.
She from the south.
She's
They're
lit.
from the. They're from the. I think they're from the middle. They're from the middle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're from the middle. Wait, no, forget. I think no. One of them is. I think the mom is from the north. The mom is from the north, and the dad's from the middle. And then they were
Mhm.
making fun of him, like, "Oh, you say you're frugal, but you spend so much crazy money and stuff like that," which is kind of weird because actually the stereotype is more for the north because
Oh,
the
okay.
stereotype is like the northerners because they like to show off, like they're they like to show off what they have and whatever.
Mhm.
That's the stereotype.
I'm just really disappointed because there was no
Mhm.
Duma without the whole show.
I think they can't really say that stuff.
I bet you those guys don't even say it in their off air, bro.
I think they say it a lot off air, bro. At least the guys definitely do say it, especially when they drink.
I was
that,
looking for that. I was like, dude, where's this? I want to hear it, please.
But yeah, like there's some things, some like familial stuff I can see, like I could kind of relate to, and some not that I've experienced it, like the whole divorce thing, but I can like I've heard that as growing up, like people getting divorced. And so it actually happened. Yeah, you don't hear it too much back in the old country, but like once people came overseas over here, then it's like they decide, like, oh, maybe because I'm in a new country, I should do things differently, or this is not working. This relationship is not working for me anymore. Boom, I'm done. Or just like a lot of like, because these people went through some traumatic event, like their country, in upheaval, and then they had to leave. So, a lot of that trauma can affect people and their relationship. So, but then I think some people still hold on to the traditional, like you're saying, it's like bad luck or something like that. Or like, I think that has a lot, because they're also a Catholic family.
I think it was Christian. I think it was Christian.
Yeah,
right?
Christian
Because
Catholic.
like they say in the first episode, like they're Christian, but they like to they want to keep holding on to a lot of their traditional like Vietnamese things that they would do. You know what I'm saying? Like in each family.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, would you say like what's the normal like religion for Vietnamese? Do you think they're just like other Asians, where a lot of them were converted to Catholicism or Christianity?
Well, I think in Vietnam, there's really
is it Buddhism or what is it? I'm just wondering. I don't know. I'm not familiar.
You're either Buddhist, Catholic, Protestant. There's a smaller Protestant, like my grand aunt I just met last year. She's Protestant, so that's a smaller sect. But yeah, primarily between that and ancestral worship is another one. So yeah, like, but then it's kind of like similar to, if you don't, like Chinese folks, like they don't actually have one religion that everybody, one major religion. Sometimes people kind of mix.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like mainland China. I'm like, damn, what's the main religion? And it's actually like a lot.
It's a mixture. Yeah, it's a mixture of things. Vietnam's kind of like that too, but we do, like, I think traditionally it would have to be ancestral and then Buddhism. And then later on, as the French came over, colonization, then we have Catholicism. And then, by the time Americans came through, I think that's when the Protestant stuff happened.
Yeah, because like just for myself and yourself, like I was raised like Catholic, and then you were raised. What would you say?
I think primarily Christian, Protestant. Yeah, but then with little bit of like mixture of like ancestral and Buddhism on the sidelines.
Yeah, for me, I would kind of flip like between like Catholicism and like Christianity, or Christian. Because like my brother and sister, they're raised more like Christian, but like myself growing up and my mom, we were raised Catholic. I mean, I don't practice anymore, but that's how I was raised and stuff.
Yeah, no, Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably the primary thing that influenced the whole issue of divorce.
Mhm.
That's why they're just like, nah, we gotta. But I could kind of see, like, especially with like families, I mean, out here in the West who are a little, you don't see it too often. Like, but it's like the stigma around divorce is a little less. With like more Americanized,
With the more Americanized, it's not like
not as big
that
of a deal.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah, but the big deal is all the messy stuff that happens after a divorce, like
Hmm.
people with their
Like who
money
gets
into
this?
who
Oh, we
gets
have
the
to split.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the messy. That's the part that's like people kind of argue over, not the actual like divorce part. Like they're like, yeah, people that happens to people, But over in Vietnam, I guess like other cultures is like more traditional, or whatever, or trying to hold on to that tradition, and it's like the actual divorcing part is like, nah, not cool. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
What else? House of Ho. Yeah, they're not my kind of Asians.
Yeah, mine either, dude. Like,
Yeah, the
I don't
dude
know.
is so, yeah. He literally is like spoiled rich kid,
It's like it. Just imagine like an Asian dude trying to be a Chad,
right?
like that
And
joke, Chad. Yeah,
yeah, and then it's like
it's
his
basically
dad
you're
had
swapping out
his
those
dad
like,
has
yeah. It's
his
basically like
dad has
swapping
a
out that
business,
white dude that's like he's wearing boat shoes and he's like, yeah, man, my dad's a lawyer
right? My
or
dad's a
some shit like
lawyer.
that.
Oh,
But it
in
just
this
swap
case, my
that for
dad's
an
a,
Asian dude that's
right,
Vietnamese that has a southern
and
accent
and then yeah, in this case, his dad is the biggest real one of the big realtors or whatever in
in
the in
Texas.
their
Yeah,
in Texas or whatever, Austin, Dallas, wherever they're from, and then he's just living off them, right, pretty much, and working. Not that there's nothing wrong working for the family business, like
yeah.
that's all well, and but I think it's just his attitude is kind of disgusting.
I mean, like just for
Yeah.
ourselves, I have quite a lot of friends that are uh what wealthy. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And
Upper middle
like
class.
upper middle class.
Yeah.
Um, and just like if I'm just saying, like if we were to compare the two, at
Mhm.
least they're not like how at least how that guy portrays himself on screen. And I'm
Right.
pretty sure
He's like,
that's how he
yeah, he's
portrays
like, I'm
himself
the
off screen
man.
too. Yeah.
He's like, and then his wife, and I'm trying to remember, did they explain their relationship, the wife and him? Like how the mom was, that the parents are like, oh, you should marry her. She's good for you, type of thing.
Some shit like that, yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of weird. Like they picked her. I mean, like I guess they were talking, and then he asked for his parents' approval, or he showed them like, "Oh, this is the person I'm talking to." Yeah, yeah, you should marry
But she
her.
kind of talks about it too. She's like, I didn't want to
Yeah.
just marry this guy and be like a housewife. Like she's like, I'm smart. She had to explain
Right.
to his parents like, hey, I'm a fucking doctor. I'm gonna make
Yeah.
my own money, which I thought that was dope.
Yeah. I think she comes from a more humble kind of background.
Background,
It's
yeah,
like her parents, I mean, they own a business too, but they're like in the restaurant business.
yeah. She
So
said her family was from Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, and they're a little bit like, a little more humbler, I think. You know, I don't know about these real estate people, man. They make that big bucks
I know.
or whatever.
Gotta make
They
that
just go
money.
wild. They make that money. They be balling. And then the other thing that's crazy, but it's very similar to in Vietnam, is like how the families all live kind of close together, close
They
by to
kind of
each other.
emulated that too.
Right. When the chick that got divorced, Judy, what is it?
Her
Yeah,
house was
so
still being built.
right, the dad built her a house right next to his house.
I know.
So anytime he wants to come over, he got the key. He can just go in, like, "Hey, Grandpa's here," because she has kids from the previous.
The house looked really nice. Not gonna lie.
Right, the house is nice. Plus, it's like, also you think about it, they are in Texas, so property and stuff is like a lot different from where we're here in California, where it's like crazy expensive.
It's
Like,
expensive.
yeah, they can't be doing that stuff out here in California and pulling that off. So that's probably why they're making hand over fisted money out there, because all the people moving in over the years, to get cheaper housing or cheaper property or whatever.
Yeah, and taxes and everything.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's very similar to Vietnam, how the families live kind of close by to each other.
I didn't even know that was a thing. So that was a thing back in like when you were staying in Vietnam, was a lot of your family members all close together, like house wise? Oh, okay,
right.
that's tight.
Pretty similar, or at least like a short drive away. Yeah. Or some. Well, there's some family that was a little further, like where they're in another city.
Okay.
But then primarily, like a lot of the primary family members are like, oh, we're just like a couple of blocks away, or like we're the neighborhood nearby, or something like that. So they're accessible. And then some are like literally next door, you know. Yeah. Yeah. House of Ho. Yeah, it's like a kind of like a throw on type of, put on the reality show type of thing.
I mean, I guess it's cool, Asian representation. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I'm kind of like, whatever. Sorry. Yeah. It's kind of like, whatever.
That's how I felt in the beginning too, because one of my homies hit me up and he's like, "Hey, you seen it yet, man?" I'm like, nah," and I was kind of like, "Nah, I'm not."
Wait, did you watch all of it?
I watched. I binged.
It's not that long. It's only like 6 or 7 episodes.
10 I think 10 episodes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 10
so,
episodes.
Are you gonna watch the next season?
I'll check it out to see what's up.
Okay, I can sense something in you. Okay.
What? What are you sensing in me?
Do you like someone on the show? I'm just kidding.
No. It's just. I mean, I'm curious what happens with Judy and that. Spoiler.
Oh, okay. Spoiler. They trapped you and they got you into the show. Damn. Sound like my mom.
I guess I'll have something in common to talk to her about next time when COVID's over.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other shows? Anything else? For 2021, anything?
No, not really, to be honest. I just got back into shows, but just speaking of how things are, the climate, everything, it's a new year. We're going to get a new president. Just speaking about our mental health and stuff. I feel like I want to, it sounds like a New Year's resolution, but I want to make sure this year I'm more productive about things, because I'll be honest with you, last year after, what happened with COVID, I was just kind of being lazy, not doing as much as I could have done. So, that's sounds like I'm saying a New Year's resolution right now, but basically, I want to be more productive, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And stuff, declutter, I want to fully unbox everything in my room. I'm almost done. It's just I need to unbox some of the boxes in my closet, and then I'll be basically done. And then I just want to I want to get some soundproofing that foam thing, in the studios for my room, because I'm a loud person. And then have the paintings to my back, which you can't see, set up, have the nano lights or nano leaf set up. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, how about for yourself? How are you feeling about 2021? You're oh, it's basically 2020, or it's 2020 part 2, same shit. A
little bit 2020 part 2. A little bit. I mean, for me as a DJ, no physical gigs, and I wouldn't. It's just tough right now. And the city is indefinitely on lockdown. I think the only area that just opened up back again is Sacramento area, but then everywhere else is still, we're still on the lockdown thing. There were moments in 2020 where I was just not feeling well, or just, not in the good mood. And I was just kind of just chillaxing, just hands off. And then I think, I'm going to try to do, I've been picking away at unpacking and trying to do some stuff with my vinyl, getting a shelf together.
Yeah, definitely hit me up about the shelf, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what the dimensions you need and stuff, but we'll get it for you.
I'll put it in we'll talk about that. But yeah, I'll just do a little thing. I'm trying to start a little like virtual dance thing for with my Zulu folks.
Nice.
So I'm yeah.
What can we look forward to that? When can we plug that? What do you mean a virtual dance room? Like Clubhouse?
No, not like club. Oh, Clubhouse. Yeah, that's
we can talk about that real quick.
Just real quick. My review on Clubhouse. It's cool to hear. Like right now, for some weird reason, it's what is it? Primarily a lot of like music industry type people in the rooms, and it's like I was in a room with like Dougie Fresh and for was it Joe Button and whatever. They're just talking about hip hop, and it's like you're just eavesdropping into things. But then there's and you're learning some cool stuff. They're talking about some really dope conversation, and you're just a fly on the wall, And then there's other conversations like who's 21 Savage or Mano, one of those rappers. They host a room, and then they're trying to hook people up like a dating service type thing. It's kind of weird. And people, yeah, I was just, but yeah, like, I checked it out for a couple of days, and then like I kind of fell out of it, to be honest. I'm like, it's just because it's like the first time that Dougie Fresh room I was in with Joe Button and not Swizz Beast, who's Just Blaze was in there.
Just Blaze,
like that room. They were speaking from Pacific's time, 11 p.m. and the time that I got off was like 5 in the morning. They were still talking.
Jeez. Sounds like when you and me talk on the phone.
Right. It's kind of like that. But it's like these famous people and mixed in with like regular industry people. And so far it's been invite only type thing. So you just like log in, and then you can download the app, and if somebody in your contact is already on, they can approve you and you get in. That's how it works right now.
Oh, okay. How would you, what do you think of Clubhouse overall? You think it's okay? So is it kind of like a podcast? So it's basically like you go into a room and then you're just, I don't have Clubhouse. I've just heard about it from other like industry people that I know.
Right. It's mainly industry entertainment, music and entertainment so far. I don't know too much, like I don't see too much like gamers or anything like that. But it's just, and it's a lot of urban Black community entertainers type folks, hip hop involved so far at this ground level. I've noticed. My overall it's like a Zoom call / podcast / networking platform at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you got time to listen to Dougie Fresh talk for hours,
that's not really my thing. But yeah.
Or somebody that you respect. It could be somebody else. I mean, primarily right now, that's who I've maybe that's because the network that I got logged into was that. So that's what I'm hearing. But yeah, it might be different for other people. Depends on who's in your network, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, what was I saying earlier before?
No, you were just talking about Clubhouse and
productivity.
Productivity.
For 2021. So I was thinking I'm working on trying to get audio working right for the Zoom virtual party thing for my Zulus. It's more like a private thing for us right now. But I can like see that branching off into being like a more public type thing.
So like what are you trying to accomplish? So is it going to be like you switch out DJs and it's like you put on a show?
Like a DJ show. Yeah, like a TV show. But we're exploring possibly like rebroadcasting it onto like maybe Facebook or YouTube type of thing, like Restream or whatever it over to those. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if just off top, I'd probably say maybe look into using like Restream, or I could help you with it. I don't have to talk about it right now on our podcast, but
yeah. But yeah, that's something for 2021 I'm working on. Yeah, just general. Yeah, like you're saying, being more productive with my time. Yeah.
Okay. So the people want to know, when are we going to see you DJ on stream?
Oh, that's
Put
a
you on the
good
spot.
question. I don't know.
Come
I
on, they
don't
can see
know.
you right now. They can see your face expression. When's that happening? You did it last year.
I know I did it last year. I don't know.
Come on.
It's it's I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. No promises. No promises.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I do want to make something that's on my plate. I do want to make mixes because I haven't done mixes in a while.
Yes. I'm telling you guys, when I first met Alonzo, we were on the bus leaving Fillmore Street with my buddy David. And he's like, hey man, check this out. I have this blog and I make mixes. I was like, oh, for real? Say less. No, I didn't say it like that. I was like, oh, really? And then he's like, yeah, dude, check out my SoundCloud, check out my Mixcloud. And I'll be honest with you guys, Alonzo's had some really solid mixes, but they're all gone now.
Because I used to use this service called Mixcrate. And
Mixcrate, not Mixcloud.
Yeah, then they went under because of all the copyright whatever takedowns and stuff. The early wave of that, so all that stuff got lost. And I think I still have like one or two mixes up on SoundCloud. That's about it right now. So I need some new material. So I'm working on some stuff. I owe my blog partner a mix, so I'm gonna put one for the Micro Giant.
That's right, guys. If you're listening to this / watching this on YouTube, in the comment section, let us know what kind of mix you'd like to hear from DJ Zobi, and he'll make one just for you guys.
Oh,
for the listeners. I got you. Put him on the spot.
Oh man.
Whichever comment with the most thumbs up, we'll try and make a mix centered towards that. Okay. Sounds good, Alonzo?
A little Etawo mix.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Yeah, that's sounds good, I guess. Man, putting me on the spot.
Hey, you put yourself on the spot.
Oh man. Yeah, so those are sounds like productivity is on the list. We just got to do it, right? We just got to do it.
Yeah, that's right. Don't worry, guys. Video's coming soon. Maybe we'll upload this video episode. We'll see what's up. But I just want to say with that, guys, is there anything else that you wanted to plug before we end this episode?
Oh yeah, we got to shout out your homie with the music.
Yep, shout out my boy Herbs, URBZZZZ. I think it's 4 Z's at the end. Shout out my boy Herbs. He blessed us with an outro. He listened to our intro that Alonzo produced, and he put his own little. He made his own little not version, but his own little
version.
His own little beat.
Put a little spin on it. Yeah,
a little spin on it.
Yeah.
And from future episodes, we'll actually have new beats from Herbs for our outro. We might use the same one, might use a different one.
Yeah.
He's a music producer out of Chicago who makes beats. And he's been just working on his craft, getting better at that. And then I also want to say a shout out to our boy Quinn Cucks Comics for helping us with layouts and designs for our podcast. Shout out to him and for all the artwork that he's been doing. So yeah, we appreciate you guys. If anyone has any suggestions for what you'd like to see us talk about, let us know. And don't forget that we're on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. So if you're listening, please check us out at on YouTube. Yeah, we're trying to hit 100 subscribers so we could get our own custom URL link. And yeah, and in the future, and probably when Alonzo gets his stuff set up, he'll start sometimes streaming on our Etawo podcast Twitch and do some live DJ sets, which will be pretty dope.
Yeah, that can happen. Yeah, there you go. Oh, and then don't forget all our major platforms, streaming, audio, whatever, is at anchor.fm/Etawo.
Yep. ETAWO PODCAST.
PODCAST. Yep.
Yeah, I said it right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, well, we appreciate you guys. Let's make 2021 a great year.
Yeah.
We love and appreciate you guys.
Mhm.
Peace.
Thanks for peace.